have a lovely sunrise flow. We are working with themes again this week. And this week we're going to work with the same theme for the 3 classes, so for Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And it's going to be on strength because it's getting darker in these mornings now. And I thought we could do with bringing some kind of strength into our lives to manage the darkness and the cold that is coming. So we're going to start today by actually starting right at the top of the mat. We're going to jump up on our feet and we're going to get going right from the top. So we'll take our big toes together. And we'll just start with Vinyasa with our mountain pose to get us grounded. So there's a lot of legs in this class today. So let's lift the toes off the ground, spread them out and place them all the way back down. So just take the heels a little away from each other, put the big toes together, and begin by closing the eyes and just dropping into the body. So you want to think about those feet as if they have these 4 corners. So 2 corners in the heels of the feet and 2 corners in the balls of the feet. We're going to root down through those feet. So allow those roots to grow. And then as you do that, begin to feel if that starts to engage into the ankles. You can even press just a bit more lightly down into the outer edges of the feet, engage into the ankles, engage into the calves. Let those knees have a bit of micro bend so they're not locking out. Then into the thighs and the hips. We can close the eyes here. This whole bottom half of the body, from the hips downwards, is really rooting down. And from here then, just draw slightly in with the navel. And from the belly button, think about lifting upwards. So keep rooting down from the hips and lift up with the navel. You need to lengthen through the spine, as if the crown of your head, the very top of your head is being pulled upwards to the ceiling. So you have a magnet on the ceiling and a magnet on the floor, pulling you in opposite directions. And with the fingertips drawing down towards the ground. Allow the shoulders to draw along the back, towards the hips, and just slightly draw the ribs in a little. And take a big, deep inhale in through the nose. And a big deep exhale out through the nose. If you know your ujjayi breath, where we restrict the sound of the breath a little in the back of the throat, and we can begin to make our way into that ujjayi breath, into that fire breath. We'll hold here for a little bit, inhaling deeply. Lovely, everyone. And exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. One more big breath here. Big deep inhale. And a big deep exhale. Begin to open the eyes. Let's inhale, lift the hands up over the head. Big stretch. Fingertips drawing upwards towards that magnet, towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, palms to the floor. Bend the knees as much as you need. Head releases. Lift the hips. Inhale, halfway lift onto the fingertips. As we exhale, engage the core, step back into this plank pose. Rock forwards first onto the toes. Rock all the way forwards. Eyes the elbows forward. Take the knees down to the floor. Engage that belly. And then as slowly as you can in one straight unit, tuck those elbows to the side. And we go all the way down to the floor. As we inhale, draw the elbows together and lift the chest off the ground into our baby cobra. Press through the toes. Lift the chest. Draw the elbows back and then release down. As we exhale, tuck the toes under, lifting back to our downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, keep the breath, but we can begin to walk that dog out, lifting the hips nice and tall, chest moving towards the thighs. Good. Breathe deep, inhaling. Big deep exhales. Good work, everyone. So just started to feeling what the body needs this morning. This needs bigger, smaller. And then slowly, begin to come back to downward facing dog. Bend through the knees, look between the hands, engage the core, and then either slowly step or begin to float forwards, halfway lift. Exhale, palms to the floor, head to the ground. Inhale, lift all the way back up. palms together, draw the hands down the central line. From here, inhale, lift the hands once more. Exhale, palms down, head releases. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into our plank pose. Again, let's rock forwards first. Take the knees down, eyes the elbows forward, engage the core, lower all the way down. From here, inhale, baby cobra. Good. Exhale to downward facing dog. Stay for 5 more breaths. Keep holding here. Good. I feel like we shouldn't have done the theme strength and we should have done the theme patience, because I just looked down at my downward facing dog and saw that my cat has ripped the absolute hell out of my new mat. So I'm very sad. Keep going here. 2 more deep breaths. Inhaling. And exhaling. Last big breath. Inhale. And exhale. Bend the knees, engage the core, look between the hands. Either step or lightly float the feet forwards. Halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, head release. Inhale, lift to stand. Good. Take the hands down. We're going to do 3 more, a little bit quicker. Inhale, lift. Exhale, palms down, head release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back. We're coming to our chaturanga. You have your option now. You can come all the way down in one if you'd like, without the knees on the floor. As we inhale, lifting to baby cobra, or shooting up to our upward facing dog. Press through the toes. Draw the chest forward. Exhale to your downward facing dog. And hold here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Good. You can still walk the dog out. Use this downward facing dog for what feels right for you. Yeah, we love walking out the dog. Inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply. Lovely. Couple more deep breaths here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And as you exhale, come back to stillness. Extend the knees, look between your hands, engage the core. This time, either step or as lightly as you possibly can. You want to lift those hips nice and high. Bounce as lightly as possible so the feet come to the front of the mat. Nice, everyone. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift the hips. Exhale, palms down, head release. Halfway, full forward fold. Inhale, lift to standing. Palms together at the top. Draw the hands down, central line. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, palms down, head release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump back or step back through your chaturanga, your option. Good. Lovely, everyone. Yes, do that rock forward first and then all the way down. Inhale to our baby cobra, upward facing dog. Lift through the chest, draw those elbows back. Good, press through the toes, and then exhale to our downward facing dog. This time we're going to hold our downward facing dog nice and still. Beautiful. So as we hold our downward facing dog still, think about that chest moving towards the thighs. And think about how we're pressing down through our hands. So we want to press down through the fingertips, but we also want to press down through the palms. So a lot of the time, that base of the index finger lifts up slightly. Really think about pressing that down and think about pressing the base of the thumb down as well. And this is a large part that's going to help us here. Good. Draw the shoulder blades away from each other so they're wrapping around the front of the body. Lovely. And lift the hips even higher. Good. Really nice, everyone. 1 more deep breath here. Inhaling. And as you exhale, bend through the knees, look between the hands. Good. And either step or as lightly as possible, we float forward. Gorgeous, everyone. Yes, lovely. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. And exhale, hands back down the center. Last one. Inhale, lift all the way up. Beautiful. Exhale, palms to the floor. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back or floating back into our Chaturanga Dandasana. Option of choice. Good, really nice. All the way down. Beautiful. Hug those elbows in. Inhale to baby cobra, upward facing dog. Widen across the collarbones. Good. And exhale back to our downward facing dog. Again, holding this in stillness. Thinking about those hands, pressing through the palms. Lifting the hips as if I've got my hands in your hip creases and I'm pulling you upwards. Good. As that happens, allow that chest to move through towards the thigh. Very nice, everyone. 3 more deep breaths here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Last big breath. Inhaling. On your exhale, bend through the knees, look between the hands, and either step or float, float, float all the way forwards. Good, halfway lift at the top. Exhale, palms down, head releases, forward fold. Good, inhale to stand. Lovely, draw the hands down the central line. We're going to do 2 sun salutation B. Let's drop the hips all the way back and come to our chair pose. We're holding for 1 inhale, draw the belly in, inhale. As you exhale, forward fold. Lift the hips, straighten the legs, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we step back, moving through that chaturanga again. So taking the option of choice, inhale to baby cobra, upward facing dog. Draw the chest through, press through the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. And straight away from here, keep the left foot to the floor. Draw this right foot forwards between the hands. Place that back foot to a 45-degree angle. And we're going to lift up into a warrior 1. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Lift the hands. Stretch through those hands, drop through the hips. Press down through that back little toe. So really beginning to strengthen through that back leg. Draw the navel in, 1 big breath here, inhale. As we exhale, drop the hands back down, step back, moving through your chaturanga dandasana. So remember, you can always take the knees back down if you start to lift them. Just notice what's right for the body. Exhale to downward facing dog. From here, take the left foot forward. Place that back foot 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift to our warrior 1. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. And again, press down through the back little toe. Draw the navel in, lower slightly. 1 big breath here, inhale. Good. And as we exhale, lower the hands down, move back through the chaturanga dandasana. Going through your vinyasa. So on the inhale, we lift up to our baby cobra, upward facing dog. And on the exhale, we come to our downward facing dog. Good. In your downward facing dog, we're staying in the dog. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. Last big breath. Inhale. On the exhale, bend through the knees, look between the hands and step or float forwards, halfway lift. Exhale, palms back down, head releases, forward fold. As we inhale, we're coming through our chair pose. So come back to chair, draw that navel in, draw the hips down, lift the gaze. And then release all the way upwards. Take the hands down the central line. We're doing this 1 more time, back through chair. Big deep inhale, squeeze the thighs together, drop the hips, navel in, and exhale, palms to the floor, head release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back, move through your vinyasa. So that's your chaturanga, your upward facing dog, your downward facing dog. Take those options that feel right for you. So this is our inner strength now. We're keeping going. We're going, going, going. Good. From your downward facing dog, take that right foot forwards. Between the hands, good. Bend through the right knee, lifting up into our warrior 1. Good. Drop the hips down, keep that front knee bented. Bent. Press through the back foot. Good. Lift the hands, draw the navel in. Good, lovely, very nice. Good. Exhale all the way down through your vinyasa. Good. Well done. Keep moving here. Draw the shoulders down in your upward facing dog. Good. Lift back to a downward facing dog. And once in your downward facing dog, let's step that left foot through. Warrior 1 on the left side, lifting the hands. Good. Press down through that back foot. Draw the hips down. Draw the navel in. 1 big breath here. Lovely knee. Inhale. Lift the hands, lift the hands. And as we exhale, drop the hands back down. Let's come back to our chaturanga. Last one, I swear. Release downwards into your upward facing dog or your baby cobra. And then exhale to a downward facing dog. Hold. We have a hold in our downward facing dog. If you'd like to come to a child's pose, you absolutely can. Otherwise, maintaining your downward facing dog. It's completely up to you. Draw that chest through towards the knees. So you can bend the knees as much as you need to get that chest all the way through and then work from that position in straightening the legs. Perfect. Good. And this is why downward facing dog becomes known as your resting pose, because after doing all of that, it does kind of feel like a rest. Hold for a couple more deep breaths here. Inhaling fully. And exhaling. Last big breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, bend through the knees, either stepping or as lightly as possible, floating forwards, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, head releases. And as we inhale, we come back through that chair pose. Drop the hips down. Just look down, make sure you can see your toes. Lift the hands, draw the navel in. Hold here, one deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, lift all the way back to center. Draw the hands through the central line. Good. You can give the legs a bit of a shake if they need right now. And then we'll come to a flow. So big toes together. I lied about the last chaturanga. That's fine. We're not doing massive sun salutation. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, palms to the floor, head release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back through chaturanga Vinyasa. If you want to, come just straight to a downward facing dog, that's fine. Otherwise, we move through our Vinyasa and we come to meet in our downward facing dog. Good. Keep holding here. Walk the dog out a little bit if you like. And then from here, engage through the core. Once you're here, we're going to place this left foot to the center of the mat. So just closer in towards that right foot. So at midpoint in the mat, between the two long sides. As we inhale, lift this right leg nice and high. 3-leg dog. And then bend through this left knee, draw the right knee in towards the chest, and place that right foot down. The back foot, we're taking to a 45-degree angle. Just look down and see if this front heel, we want it in line with the back arch, with the arch of the back foot. And then from here, we can windmill all the way up. We're coming to a warrior 2. Good. In a warrior 2, let's lower down through the hips. Take this nice and low. This is where we're coming to our strength. So we're doing lots of warrior poses today. So in our warriors, we need to find strength in this, in the legs, in the body. And the most important thing is really in the stance in our warrior. You want to feel like a warrior. So drop through those hips. Just look down, make sure that you can see a slither of the inside of that right foot. And then press through the back foot. Look towards the right hand. Draw the navel in. Drop the shoulders. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And we hold. We're going to hold for 3 deep breaths there. Inhale. Exhale, lower slightly. Good. Inhale. Exhale, lower a bit more. Inhale, lengthen through that crown. Really tall spine. Exhale, drop. From here, we just take that left hand down to meet the left leg. Flip the right hand up and over. Reverse in the warrior. So keep that front leg really bent. And then we can gaze towards the right hand. Holding here. We're holding here for 3 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Keep that back leg straight. Try to put a little weight through that left hand as possible. Inhaling. Exhale, lower. Good. One more deep breath here. Inhale. And exhale. As we inhale, sweep back through our warrior 2. From here, we're going to interlace the hands together. So we're coming to a bit of a different from the warrior today. We're interlacing the hands together. Squeeze those shoulders. Squeeze the hands together. Inhale, lift the chest. And as we exhale, we're folding forwards. So this right shoulder comes to the inside of the right leg. Drop the head down so that you can see that back knee and lift the hands up and over, holding your humble warrior. Inhaling. Good. And exhale. Inhaling, lift those hands. Good. And exhaling. 2 more deep breaths. Inhaling. And exhale. Last big breath. Well done, everyone. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhale, engage the core, lift all the way back up to standing. Release the hands. We're going to windmill the hands over towards the floor. Lift that back heel, step back, move through your Vinyasa, or come straight to a downward facing dog. So moving through our chaturanga upward dog to downward facing dog, or we're coming straight to a downward facing dog, and we'll meet there. Breathe deep. Use your breath here. Good. From our downward facing dog, let's wiggle that right foot so that it's more meeting the left foot. So it's right in the middle of the floor of the mat between the 2 long sides. Lift the left leg nice and high. And from here, bend through that right knee, look between the hands, draw the left knee in towards the chest, place that left foot down. From here, with the back foot, place that back foot to a 45-degree angle and then look back. See that this front heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. Inhale, windmill to stand. Warrior 2. Good. Lower the hips, look down, make sure that you can see a slither of that foot, of the left foot, and draw the belly in, lengthen through the crown, split those fingertips apart. As we lower slightly, make sure you're still pressing through the outer edge of that back foot, strengthening through the back leg. Holding, just 2 more deep breaths here, inhale, and exhale. Last big breath, inhale. As we exhale, place this right hand down to the right leg, flip the left hand up and over into our reverse warrior. Gaze to that left hand, soften through the shoulders. 3 more breaths, inhale. And exhale, lower the hips. Inhale. And exhale. Last big breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift back to stand. Interlace the hands behind. This time with the interlace, do the interlace that feels a bit weird, to the weird side, and then squeeze these hands together. And let's drop this left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. Allow the head to fall, to look back towards the right knee. Keep pressing through both legs and dropping the hips. Lift the arms up and over, humble warrior. Keep holding. Good, really nice, everyone. 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale, squeeze those hands, lift them up and over. Good. Good. Inhale. Don't worry if you fall out. Last big breath. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And inhale, slowly make your way all the way back to standing. Good. From here, release the hands, windmill the hands over. We're coming back through our vinyasa. So back through our chaturanga. Into the upward facing dog, back to downward facing dog, or you can come straight to downward facing dog, your choice. Good. Then we'll hold in our downward facing dog. Just for a moment, you can walk that dog out a bit if that feels good for you. Just taking a moment here to recover for this resting pose. Maybe closing the eyes, just feeling into the body, seeing how it's feeling. Keep lifting through the hips, drawing the chest through. And then begin to open the eyes if you have closed them. And we're going to, once again, we're going to wiggle this left foot closer towards the right. So to the middle of the mat. Inhale, we lift the right leg nice and high. We bend through the left knee and we draw this right foot forward. From here, place that back foot to the 45-degree angle. Again, same thing, we want that front heel in line with the back, the arch of the back foot. And we lift this time to warrior 1. So we're coming back through our warrior 1. Warrior 1's a nice, strong pose. We want to press through that little toe, really pressing the back of the knee away from you. Drop the hips down, and then you might notice the hips are a bit skewed. See if you can draw that right hip back and draw the left hip forward a little more. Keep the belly engaged inwards. Lift the hands nice and high. We're holding 3 breaths in our warrior 1. Inhale. And exhale. Palms together. Inhale. Good. And exhale, keep that core really engaged. This is going to really help us. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Good. Swing those hips forward so the hips are in alignment with the front foot. Yes, good, Ajura. Yeah. Last big breath here. Inhale. And as we exhale, bring that back heel off the ground. Take the hands to heart center. We're facing forwards now. We want to engage into this core. Find a point ahead of you that can be for your gaze. So you want this just sort of to the top of the mat, so it's not really high in front, it's just to the top of the mat. Start to focusing on that gaze, and then walk this front foot slightly, this back foot slightly forward. From here, keep your own gaze, and keep this core really engaged. Press this back foot as it's flexing against the wall and start to lift it off the ground. From here, as if the crown of the head and the foot, and the back foot, are opposing, so they're pushing away from each other, we're going to start to tilt forwards into our warrior 3. So keeping the hips square to the ground. Feel the roots growing in that right foot. Hold here. Inhaling. Keep palms in for now. 2 deep breaths here. Inhaling. Good. And exhaling. 1 more. Inhaling. As you exhale, see if you can extend those hands out in front of you. Keep the gaze. Keep the core really tight. Good. 2 breaths here. Inhaling. Really good control, everyone. And exhaling. Hug the thighs towards each other. Inhale, last big breath. And as you exhale, shoot that foot all the way back, and we're going to windmill down into our chaturanga. Good work, really hard. So we go all the way down, we'll work through our vinyasa. Chaturanga to upward dog to downward facing dog. Good work. Once in our downward facing dog, just use that as a resting pose for a moment. And then you know what's coming. We can begin to wiggle this right foot closer to the left, so to the middle of the mat, and begin to lift this left leg nice and high. Bend through the right knee, look between the hands, engage the core, draw that left knee in, place the foot between the hands. With that back foot, take it to a 45-degree angle, look back, and make sure that you can see that the back arch of the foot is in line with the front heel. Inhale, lift to warrior one. Swing these hips to face the left foot. Drop the hips down. Press through that back foot. And see as you do so, so you can actually even see on my camera, if I press through that little toe, this back knee starts to pop upwards. That's what we want. Lift the hands nice and high and draw the belly in. Holding 3 deep breaths in our warrior one. Inhale. And exhale. Good, everyone. Inhaling. Lovely. Drop the hips a little more. And exhaling. Last big breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, drop the hands all the way down to the heart center. Take that back heel off the ground, so we're now in more of a lunge position. From here, most important thing is we want to start to suck that core in. So draw the navel towards the spine, engaging the belly. Look forwards and find that spot just at the top of the mat. And then from here, as if that head and the back foot are opposing, we want to take them as far away from each other as they can. Press through that back foot and slowly begin to swing down into this warrior three. Keep the hands, the heart center. Toes facing towards the floor. So the hips are aligned with the floor. Length through the crown of the head and hug the thighs together, holding. Inhale and exhale. Good work. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, maybe beginning to take those hands forward. See if you can reach them, stretch them forwards in your warrior three. Good. Nice and slow. 2 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Last big breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, good, you made it. Take that back foot all the way to the ground. Place both hands down. Come through your last vinyasa. That's it. Last one. All done. So last chaturanga, last upward facing dog. Good. Last downward facing dog. Lovely. And from here, look between the hands. Bend the knees. And we're going to just either step or float the feet into a cross-legged position to come to sit down. Good work, everyone. Let's take these feet forwards, coming to a nice forward fold. So from here, press through the feet, lift the hands all the way up towards the sky. So it's lovely right angle happening. Allow the legs to be quite active. I know they feel like they've worked a lot today, but keep them nice and active, pressing the feet, lift, lift, lift through the fingertips, as high as you can, and then taking the hands to halfway. Keep that lift through the mid-center. And then from here, pulling forwards, forwards, take the hands down to wherever feels right for them. You can bind with the toes, you can take them to the outer toes of the feet, you can take them to the floor, the calf, whichever feels right. And then keep the gaze going towards the toes. Draw the shoulders down the back, so moving down to the hips, not towards the ears, and then draw the chest forward. And we hold. We're going to hold for 5 deep breaths in our forward fold. Inhaling. And exhaling. Folding slightly more. 4 more deep breaths. Good. Inhaling. And exhaling. 3 more breaths. Take these breaths really long. Inhale, lengthens a little bit. And exhale, fold a little deeper. Keep the feet flexed. 2 more deep breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling, fold. Last big breath here. Inhaling. And exhale, fold. Good. As we inhale, begin to come all the way back up. We're coming to Janu Shirshasana. So take that left foot forward. The right sole of the foot comes in towards the thigh. And you want to grab hold of your left bum and just draw that backwards. So we're twisting nice and firmly towards this left foot. Flex through the left foot, lift the hands all the way up. So same thing on this side. We lift the hands, take them to halfway, keep that chest lifting, move the chest to the toe. Take the hands down to the floor, to the foot, wherever feels right. Wherever we are, we just want to make sure these shoulders aren't drawing close towards the ears in order to get the hands further. It's better that we have the hands to the floor and the shoulders drawing down towards the hips. Keep the chest elevated and moving to the toe. Hold here. 5 breaths. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Good. Inhale. And exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling, fold. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Last big breath. Inhale. Fold, fold, fold as much as you can. Good. And then inhale, come all the way back to seated. Change legs. Extend the right foot out. Draw this left sole of the foot in towards the foot. Again, grab hold of that right butt cheek. Draw it backwards. So we twist nicely towards the right. Keep that right foot flexed. So we want this foot really, this leg quite active. Inhale, lift the hand. Draw those hands up towards the ceiling as much as you can. So we're really, really lifting. Then take the hands to halfway. Keep that lift as we roll forwards. Taking the hands down to where it feels right for them. And holding here. 5 deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. Good. 3 more breaths. Inhaling here. Exhaling, fold. Good. Lengthen through that crown of the head. Nice. Yes. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Last big breath here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Forward fold. As you inhale, slowly make your way all the way back up to seated. And from here, we're going to take both legs back in. And we're going to come onto, so the feet are on the floor. We're facing that long way again. Place both feet down, draw them in slightly, and then take the hands behind you. So you might know what's coming. We come down onto the forearms, onto the elbows. Wherever the elbows are, just have a look, place the hands there. From here, we're coming to our reverse table. So we need some strength for this. So we have an option. You can either take the feet to about hip distance apart and lift from here, or if you like, you can extend the legs out in front of you, squeeze those legs together and point the feet, and then we lift from here. So choose the option that feels right for you. And on an inhale, we'll make our way all the way up, lifting the hips nice and high. So if the legs are together, squeeze those thighs. If the feet are apart, then as if there's a block between the thighs, squeeze the block. Lift the hips, lift the chest, roll the shoulders towards the knees, and then from here we can let the head release back. We're going to hold 4 more deep breaths here. You can do it. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Good. Inhaling, keep going. And exhaling. 3 more deep breaths. Lift those hips nice and high. Inhale. Good. And exhale. 2 more deep breaths. Inhaling. Lift, lift, lift. And exhale. Good. Last big breath. Inhale. Lift through the chest. Yes. And exhale. Slowly release all the way back down. Good. It's a nasty one, that one. So well done. Okay, from here, we're going to make our way all the way back so that we're coming to the left leg out again. So left leg out in front of us. And then we're going to cross this right foot all the way over. So it's crossing over the thigh, moving quite close in towards the body, and flex through that left foot still, so this left leg isn't floppy. From here, take the right hand behind you, and we're just going to hug this left knee. If this feels okay for you, we'll take 1 big breath here, lengthen through the crown. Twist a little more. If it feels fine, then you can begin to take that elbow to the outside of the knee and begin to deepen the twist. So just see what feels right. Every inhale, let's lengthen through the crown, so we're thinking about lifting as tall as we can. And every exhale, we just gently twist a little bit more. Keep flexing through that left foot. Good. 3 more deep breaths here. Inhaling. And exhale, twist. Lovely. 2 more, inhaling. And exhaling, twist. Good, last big breath here, inhale. Exhale, twist. And then inhale, scoot all the way back. Just take a little counter twist in the opposite direction. It's just going good, really nice. And then we can release and let's change feet. So we take that right foot all the way out and we take the left foot in towards us. Place that left foot all the way over the thigh. And then from here, same thing. We take the left hand behind and then we just give a gentle hug to begin with and we start that twisting round. From here, if this feels okay, take a big deep inhale, lengthen as much as you can, lift this arm up and over and take the elbow to the outer edge. Keep flexing through this right foot so the right leg stays really active and the shoulders drop down. And let's hold. 3 more deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhaling, twist. Good. Inhaling. Exhale, twist. Last big breath here. Inhaling. And exhale, twist. Gina's dog is enjoying the twist. Slowly begin to release. And let's counter twist in the other way. Lovely. Just holding here for a moment. And then we can come all the way back to neutral. Good work. We'll finish with Baddha Konasana. So Baddha Konasana is where we take the soles of the feet together and the knees drop out. So for this, you want to take the knees in as close as you can towards the hips. Don't worry if that's not very close. Don't worry if the knees are really high. It really doesn't matter. We just take them in as close as we can and we take the knees down as far as we can. Take the hands to the feet. If your knees are quite far down, you can open up the soles of the feet as if they're like a book. Otherwise, again, don't worry. Let's lift through the crown of the head. And as we exhale, we're folding forwards with a straight back. So you may get quite far, you might not get very far at all. Just see and be comfortable with where you're at. The big one for the hip flexors, we're going to hold this for 3 long breaths. So inhaling. Hold that inhale. And exhale. Forward fold. Hold at the bottom of that exhale. Inhale. Hold at the top of the inhale. And exhale, fold. 1 more deep breath. Inhaling, big long inhale. Hold that inhale at the top. And exhale, fold, fold, fold. Slowly begin to lift all the way back. Take the feet a little away from you. Take the hands onto the shins. And we're just going to round through the spine. Let the head drop. Come back to a natural breath in. And then slowly begin to make your way all the way back up. And we'll release back into our Shavasana. Take the feet out in front of you, release down onto the back. Take the hands a little away from the body. Take anything you need, blanket, socks, whatever you need to get yourself comfy. And then once you're down into your Shavasana, you can just close the eyes. Allow the breath to be completely natural. Allow the gaze behind the eyelids to be soft. The tongue released from the top of the mouth if it's there. Soften through the cheeks and the jaw. Allow that softening to work all the way down through the body. Through the shoulders, the back, the hips, the legs, the ankles and the toes. the mind starts to wander, just focus back onto the breath, onto the inhale and the exhale. And then slowly begin to deepen that breath. So taking a big deep inhale in through the nose. Big exhale out through the mouth. One more here. Big inhale in through the nose. Big exhale out through the mouth. And begin to wiggle the fingertips and the toes. Stretching the arms up above the head, giving yourself a full body stretch with the arms, with the legs. And then begin to draw those knees in towards you, give yourself a hug. Slowly begin to roll over onto whichever side of the body serves you this morning. And then, with time, begin to draw yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. Once there, take the hands to heart center. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And exhale, drop the head down towards the hands. And begin to flutter the eyes open. And looking up. Well done, everyone. Good work today.